Let's learn about the lookup value function. Lookup value function lets you retrieve values from another table by using one or more search conditions. This is similar to a VLOOKUP or an HLOOKUP function that we use in Excel. So there we look for a value from another table by matching two columns, right? That is the condition in the VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP in Excel. Works somewhat similar to that in Power BI, but has much more flexibility. So let's learn it with some example. We have this retail sales data where we have product wise, year wise, the quantity sold, and the sales information. And we have a product list information table. This is a retail product list information. So these are all the products which are selling through retail channel. What is their cost price, selling price, etc. Now, I want to bring the cost price of the products into the retail sales data. Okay. So do we need the cost price? Because with the cost price, I can then multiply it with the quantity to get the how much cost for making those product is. So let's do that. Now, this can be done very easily with a related function as well. But related function requires relationship between these two tables. Okay. But with the lookup value function, we do not require relationship. If you look at the model view, there is no relationship between the retail sales data and retail product list. Okay. So now let me create a new column in the retail sales data and bring the cost of the product into this table. Let me create a new column. Okay. So product cost, I want to bring it from the retail product list table. So we can look for lookup value function. So lookup value function retrieves a value from a table. Now this description is quite insufficient, I believe. So let's do it with this example. So what do we need to do here is we need to pass three parameters, minimum three parameters. So first is the result column. What column we want to see here? So that column is from the retail product list. I want to see the cost price. That is the column. Then what is the search column? So search column is within that table, which column we are going to match. Okay. So in the retail product list, I want to use the product ID here. Okay. Product ID. And with which column in this table I want to match it with? It's the product ID, but it is from the retail sales data. Okay. That's all. So we now have got the product cost in the retail sales data table. Okay, now I can simply take multiplication of these two and then do a sum x function to to create a measure as well for the total cost. Where lookup value function adds more flexibility is that it lets you use multiple conditions to match for these two tables and to retrieve the result. So here in our data model, we have this third table. This contains the full list of product list. Now here in the product list, we have the products segregated by multiple channels. So it includes retail as well as wholesale channel. So they will not be one unique value because the cost for the retail would be different, selling price for the retail would be different, and wholesale would be different. For the retail sales analysis, I want to bring only the cost price, which we are keeping in the retail channel. So how do we that? So for this, then we are going to use the lookup value function with multiple condition. Let me create another one column here. Let me call it retail product cost. And once again, we can use lookup value. Our search result this time would be from the product list table, the cost price. Okay. And which value we want to match from this? I want to match the product ID with the product ID in the sales data, retail sales data. This is our first match. And the second match would be that I want to search the channel in the product list channel. And that channel should, since we do not have any column for the channel in the sales, retail sales data, I can simply put a text here for retail. Okay, so now I have given two conditions and let's calculate it. Now it's not like we can only create calculated column with the lookup value function. We can also create measures for lookup value function. So for example, I want to see for each product, what is the profit margin that I have got. Okay, if I want to do that, I can either calculate these columns and then create the profit margin calculation, or I can use lookup value directly in a measure. Let's try to do that. Sorry, not the quick measure, but I'll create a new measure. And let me call it profit margin. And for profit margin, let me create, first of all, a variable which is just the sales. Sales is sum of sales column. My variable 2 would be the cost of goods sold. Okay, what is the cost of goods sold? The cost of goods sold is basically the quantity multiplied by the retail product cost, correct? So here it would be, we'll use the function sumx because we want to do a row-wise evaluation of our multiplication. So sumx with retail sales data as the table, and the expression for this would be quantity sold multiplied by, let me keep it like this, multiplied by lookup value, and here it would be, the result would be from the cost price from the retail sales list, retail product list cost price, product ID, and yeah, this will be the cost of goods sold. Let me create another variable, which is a profit, which is sales minus cost of goods sold. And I can now return profit divide by sales. So profit divided by sales is your profit margin. Let's see how this measure would look like. So here I can simply create a card visual and see what the profit margin would look like. So profit margin is 38%. Let me change it to a percentage here. This 38.6%. And now I can show it with any other dimension that I want. Let's say I want to see for each product. So I can add product and then the associated profit margins. Okay, so I can identify which products are having the highest profit margin versus which products are having the low profit margin. And along with that, we can also see what is the overall sales that we have generated from these products. Okay, so this is how we can use lookup value function. Takeaway from here is that lookup value does not require a relationship. You need to manually define the conditions between two tables. It is highly flexible. It can be used in calculated columns or measures, and it can handle multiple conditions. So this is very powerful function, and I hope that you got to understand it. Thank you and see you in the next video.